That's great.
Ice. So
Use
literally,
your imagination.
they should fall through the ice at any moment, and they shouldn't even have any traction. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah. See, I went and saw them with my guy friends, and whenever they were in the air, being blown up, or just something outrageous, they were like, "Oh my gosh!" And then me and my other girlfriend were just dying laughing. We're like,
What is this?
What are we watching right now? But that's what I enjoy about it, actually.
Okay, well, if you love Netflix and you like the Fast and Furious movies, Netflix is actually creating a Fast and Furious TV show. It's going to follow not Dominic Toretto, which is Vin Diesel's character. It's not going to follow him. It's going to follow his teenage cousin, Tony Toretto.
Of course it is.
And his friends. Apparently, they are recruited by a government agency to infiltrate an elite racing league.
Here they come now.
Serving as a front for a nefarious crime organization bent on world domination.
It's going to be a TV show.
Yes, on Netflix.
That's going to be interesting. It's a Netflix original, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the series is part of an expanded agreement between Netflix and DreamWorks Animation.
Okay.
And they're currently working on spin-off movies for the Fast and Furious series itself, like in real time with Jason Statham and Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Love him.
And their Fast and Furious number 9 is scheduled to come out in 2020. So, an animated Fast and Furious series. I'm not too...
Animated?
Yeah, it's animated.
No, already out.
I guest voice appearances on the show? Or?
I mean, if it's a big hit, you'd think maybe Vin Diesel would make a guest appearance, but...
Maybe later on, once they get ratings? I don't know. The animation part, to me, thinks automatically they're trying to reach the younger crowd with this. So that'll be interesting, because I know Fast and Furious does reach, maybe preteens, teenagers, and then us, because we grew up with them. But the animated part, I can't sit through animated things for too long. So
it depends what they are.
To me, I think some people need to learn that there's an end, and you need to keep it there.
Yeah.
Think about it. They have 8 movies, and now they're trying to do a TV show on top of that. Like, your time's over.
Cough, cough, Star Wars. That needs to end.
Yeah, okay. Okay, no.
Star Wars.
No!
Star Wars didn't need to be hit. And they've made animated Star Wars series before, which have been big hits.
Oh, like the Lego ones? Are you referencing those?
No, they have Rebels. Star Wars Rebels.
What else?
The Clone Wars was a good one.
Are these animated?
Yep.
Yeah.
Clone Wars went for, I think, 4 or 5 seasons. Rebels went for what?
It's not
I think like 3 seasons or so?
No, not the Lego one. They do have Lego one, which is actually really cute and adorable, and I have watched a couple episodes. But the Star Wars things are big hits, so I guess they figured Fast and Furious animation could be
there's like rare
thing.
classics, like Harry Potter, Star Wars,
But Harry Potter knew when to stop.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't
still
like
going
right now, though.
They're going, but it's not the same storyline. It's just the same universe. And to be honest, they're not that great.
They're gonna make prequels later, I believe, like for Harry Potter's dad, I believe.
Yeah,
Really?
and to be fair, Star Wars isn't necessarily the same timeline. Like it's moved around a little bit. Even some of the other animated series are definitely like different from the main show, but. I mean, I think the animated, even if you aren't a fan of like the Fast and Furious movies itself, if it's an animated show about racing cars, I think you're going to get an audience.
Yeah, it's called Cars. It's already out.
Yeah, terrible movies.
No, I loved Cars. That was so cute.
Pretty bad.
It's cute, but
Oh my gosh, you guys are horrible. Use your child imagination.
But definitely wasn't worse than Planes.
Yeah.
That movie that
I
they
didn't watch that movie.
I didn't even watch it.
didn't have to know how bad it was.
Honestly.
But I mean, I think I'm gonna watch maybe one episode if it ever comes out of this animated series just to see. But
See what it's like.
it honestly worked better if we weren't following another Toretto. Like, why are we trying to connect it too deeply to a teenage cousin that he's never talked about in any movie ever?
It's just
Even though
random.
in those movies, family is the most important thing. Yet here we go. He's got a random teenage cousin that's about to star, but that's fine.
it's not family. It's the fake family that he's created. That's the most important part.
Well, and he's got family in those movies too. I guess I just assume they're all dead.
Do you have a quick question? Are any of y'all binge watching a show on Netflix right now?
I'm watching one on Hulu.
America's Next Top Model.
America's Next Top. There's
Oh my
22
gosh.
seasons.
I am binge
know it's
watching
still
Heart
going.
of Dixie right now. And, okay, I know it's super, super girly, but my boyfriend actually, sorry, calling you out, Tomas, he started watching it with me, and he loves it too. It's like a really cute movie for a couple to watch, but it's funny because I watched it years ago. I watched 1 episode or 2, and I hated it. And then years later, my friend Alicia had said she loved it, and so I went back and tried to watch it again, and now I'm obsessed with it. And that's the second time that's happened to me, where I've watched the first episode of something, didn't like it, and it took me a long time, and I came back and tried it again and then fell in love.
That happened with Orange is the New Black for me. I was not a fan when I first started it, and then I got really obsessed with it, and now I'm not a fan again.
Same.
But if you do need junk TV, America's Next Top Model is great. You just throw it on in the background, and you hear girls cat fighting, and it's so great.
To be fair, you don't just throw it on the background, though. You literally get into it, Kristen. I know you.
Sometimes it's in the background, sometimes it's right in front of my face, but it's a great reality TV show. If you're into that kind of stuff, which I love reality TV, it's on Hulu, though, not Netflix.
Yeah. I never have figured out how to do Netflix or Hulu stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, what season is America's Next Top Model even on right now? I thought it was
season
over.
22.
No, I thought it was over. Like,
if only things knew how to end. Cough, cough.
Come on.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing, though. You know, like, America's Top Model, it's not a different story. It's, like, the same thing on and on and on with different people.
Yeah.
That's why it's always entertaining, because it's always a different outcome with the same story.
I honestly couldn't even tell you what it's about. I mean, obviously a Next Top
Models?
Model.
Oh, my God.
But are they like,
Josh.
auditioning? Is it like a Miss America pageant?
Yeah, it's like a elimination series, essentially. And
How do you get eliminated?
you
Your
You
talent
take
isn't
bad
bad?
photos, basically.
take
That's
bad
it.
photos and bad challenge scores, and Tyra doesn't like you, then she'll eliminate
To
you.
be fair, it's
Having
not.
bad attitudes.
It's not you taking the photos. The photographers take bad photos. So
Uh-uh.
Yeah, but you're the
No,
one
no,
that's
no,
modeling,
no.
though.
If you photogenic enough, you'll win.
Misconception. It's heavy on the photographer and heavy on the model. It's two
Okay.
you know, two
And
to
to be
tango
fair-
type thing.
to be fair, it's not if you're photogenic. It's if you look good enough to be on camera. Really, if it's a Next Top Model thing.
Well, honestly, okay, they
Like you're telling
sometimes-
me I could strut up there if I know how to pose correctly in front of the camera. I can be a Next Top Model.
Yes.
You lie.
I'm serious because
Through your
they
teeth.
no. If you sit down and watch an episode with me, because they pick some girls and guys that are, you just look at them and you're like, they don't really look normal. You know, they got this really unique face.
Yeah, it's the unique look.
But it's how you work it that can make you a model.
And it's also how you work with others, because, like she said,
true.
it's like, it's not just the photographer, it's not just the model. You have to be a really good team player, because you have to work cohesively together to get the perfect picture. So, it's interesting. I do like it.
It's teamwork, Joshua. Speaking of teamwork, we'll be talking craziest senior pranks around the break.
Where the scissors at?
Where's the tape?
I don't know. You had it.
No, I didn't.
Guys, what are you doing?
You said sports rap. We're wrapping up presents for sports teams, right?
No, I meant Sports Rap, the sports talk show on 90.5 WASU that airs every Tuesday and Thursday at 6, where we recap the biggest sports games and news from the week.
What did you say?
Well, what are you rapping?
Oh, I'm just getting Tom Brady to play football. Maybe you can catch this.
I'm just wrapping up LeBron's career in Cleveland and sending Isaiah Thomas a no-trade clause.
And I'm getting a choking hazard label for the Indians, Dodgers, and the Falcons. You think Dan Quinn will like this?
Come on, guys, time for actual sports rap.
Falcons, Dodgers.
My name is Maggie Harper, and I host the App 1800, a podcast featuring the current events in Boone that you care about. Listen every Monday at 9 a.m. on 90.5 WASU, after the Morning App.
What time is it? I need to get up. I need to go for the show.
It's time for the morning out.
Welcome into the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
How you guys doing this morning?
You can listen worldwide at WASUradio.com, live on App TV, or with the iHeartRadio app.
back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App, on 90.5 WASU.
Good morning. It is officially 8:15. It's disgusting out here in Boone. It's misty and foggy, and my hair's getting all wet, and it's just been a mess this morning.
So let me say,
When I talk about how disgusting it is out there, I get yelled at for being negative. But if anyone else on the show does it, no one bats an eye.
Well, I just thought I'd let people know why my hair's looking a little funky this morning.
Your hair looks fine, TA.
You're fine.
Well, thank you guys. But, so graduation is coming up in less than 3 weeks. And I thought we could reminisce on senior pranks because seniors are also about to graduate from high school. And I saw this awesome article talking about 18 craziest senior pranks of all time.
If there's one thing that I want to reminisce on, it is not senior year of high school. It's not my 4 years of high school whatsoever. It's not. Middle school, elementary, no. Past is the past. I'm looking forward.
Well, maybe this will make you feel like you wish you could go back and do this, because these are pretty great. So one of them said, we combined our senior prank with our senior gift for our band director. We took his old desk chair, brought it up to the top of the second-story watchtower that he stands to watch during marching band rehearsals, and threw it off, filming his reaction. Then, when he brought us all inside to yell at us, boom, there was a chair sitting at his desk. So they gave him a brand new chair without telling him when they were destroying his old one.
That's pretty good.
I thought that was a pretty good one.
I'll give it to him.
For some reason, Josh, I feel like you would love this one. We took screwdrivers with us to school and randomly unscrewed things over the course of months. Non-essential screws so that whatever we were moving, screws, we still left intact.
You know, Josh would love this because every single time he comes to my apartment, he messes with everything.
Not everything. Strategically, I mess with stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And slowly over time.
Like, she's very OCD, so I'll slightly, if my laptop is like her desk, I'll slightly move it like a couple inches, just a little bit.
Well, and then he'll like so my roommate and I have a ton of plants, and so the rocks inside the plants, he'll like hide them everywhere, and so I'll open a cabinet the next morning, and there's a rock sitting on top of like
not just any rocks, they're the cool little like clear or
they're the
sparkly.
pebbles.
Yeah, the pebbles. Yeah.
And he just hides them everywhere, and then our cat finds it. It's just it's a mess.
Here's one that's very interesting. We listed our school on Craigslist, and our principal got calls all day for the property.
Yeah, that's one I've heard a lot.
This one, I think, to me, is the best one I've heard so far. We swapped senior classes with another local high school.
Oh, that's good.
Like, what? That is, like, serious pulling off skills.
Yeah.
To coordinate that with
must be
hundreds of students.
That must be a small high school.
Yeah,
because the buses don't run.
Yeah.
True.
The bus drivers aren't in on it.
We stuck a good some odd 25,000 plastic forks in the football field. That's just so unfortunate.
That's so overdone. Everybody's done that one.
My high school did that one too.
Oh, really?
Great, honestly, yeah.
Really?
That's
That's a
My
popular
janitor
one?
cleaned it all up before school even started, so I was like, whatever.
And it's like their life is already so difficult.
Exactly.
They're a janitor at a high school.
Yeah.
High schoolers are so disrespectful sometimes. So it's like, why you gotta do that to the janitor?
There's the classic students park their cars bumper to bumper around the staff parking lot. I feel like that's a classic.
That's kind of like ours. What we did my senior year of high school. Well, I didn't partake in this one, but a lot of people did. We had two senior pranks. One was everybody rode their bikes to school.
What?
And like we had a senior parade, like unofficial senior parade. Everybody rode their bikes, scooters, skateboards, and held up a ton of traffic. And then they would park their bike in their like mandated parking spot, like from the school.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. And then the other one that I did partake in is all the seniors at one specific point in time during the day left class, didn't even ask, just got up, left, and went and napped in the hallways. And so it's like the teachers couldn't even step around us because everyone was just napping.
Oh, that's great.
That one's pretty lame, too, but...
They both were pretty lame. That bike one was pretty lame.
I don't take offense to it.
So I have just two more I'm going to say. This one I thought was really cool and really kind of sentimental. Our school has this set of stairs going up 5 floors. So the seniors got hundreds of ping pong balls, and each student wrote their own personal message to the school on a ball. During one of the passing periods, they dumped them down from the top floor and made sounds like a giant rainmaker.
That's kind of cute,
I thought that was cute.
But see, I thought senior pranks were supposed to be pranks.
Well, here is one of my favorites, and the last one I'm going to say. We hired a mariachi band to follow our principal for a day. I think that is beyond great.
I wish someone would do that with me. My own personal mariachi band.
band.
You know how cool that'd be? I mean, the only one I know, because my high school didn't really do one, they were extremely lame. My dad, back in high school, they took the trophy case, they cocked it, or like, you know, with the ceiling cock or whatever, cocked it up and then filled it up with water, and I put fish in it, like made a fish tank out of the trophy case in the school.
That's pretty good.
Right?
I'm not going to lie. Me and 2 girls were the ringleaders of our senior prank. I'm finally admitting to it 5 years later. I've never told a soul except for the girls I was with. But it went really bad. So what we did is we live near a lot of farms, and so we had a guy pull in 2 of those like pounds, whatever, hay barrels, and we blocked off the entrances to the parking lot, kind of, you know, the typical whatever, and we left. So we did that at like 2 a.m. We go get food at like Cookout or whatever, and we come back and someone set it on fire. So then it became a big ordeal because they thought that, you know, something was wrong. And I used to work in the guidance office in high school, and so I was pulled into the vice principal's office, and they showed me the video, which I didn't realize we were on video. And I'm standing right there, and I know it's me, and they're saying, "Do you know who these kids are?" And I completely lied through my teeth and was like, "Nope." No idea.
Something doesn't add up here. Let's see. Taylor Ann was a worker in the guidance office, but the ringleader of their senior prank. Okay, you fooled them.
Yeah.
Jeez, Taylor Ann.
I'm a very good person, but I also love a good prank.
My question is, did you ever find out who like lit the barrel on fire?
No, we never did.
Because
that's because the people
problematic.
had to have known we brought the hay barrels. That's what I'm thinking is it was another group of seniors who knew what the prank was going to be.
Yeah.
And
took it to the next
Yeah,
level.
but there's like no footage of like whoever lit it on fire?
no. And it was in a matter of
They
like
found you, though.
30 minutes because after we did it, we went back because we were like terrified and we were like, "Oh my gosh, you guys, like we're going to get in so much trouble," because it was a harmless prank that turned into something that was way more serious than it was supposed to be.
I think I would have a heart attack.
I did.
It was actually the guidance counselor himself or herself that set it on fire and then called you in. They
Well,
staged
honestly,
the whole thing.
the prank didn't work because everything burned down. So people just drove over the hay in the morning. We were like, "Wow, this sucks."
Oh man.
But you know.
Word. Well, I was actually looking at this article the other day about drinking may worsen our hearing loss. Did you guys? I'm not sure about you guys. If you ever pregame before a concert, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you guys ever noticed that your hearing is like worse afterwards?
Well,
Maybe
see,
it like heightens.
At that point, we're tipsy, so we
Yeah.
don't notice much.
Exactly. Maybe the next day.
True.
My hearing already is pretty bad, so to hear
Well,
this
same.
makes me pretty
To
worried.
be fair, it might be pretty bad because you've gone a little too hard. Not before just concerts, the class periods, Kristen.
Oh my
and- gosh.
gosh, stop. That's not even true, Joshua.
What does he mean? What?
He's just speaking
He's
lies.
trying to make her
Oh.
look bad, you know. Josh.
Say. But yeah, anytime like before like any concert, have you like noticed that like your hearing has like declined if you guys are like actually over 21?
We are all
Okay.
over 21, so it's okay.
Yeah, I
was just
didn't even
checking.
realize that would ever be a thing because hearing loss, you know, you say if you listen to something too loud. So going to concerts in general, I would think make your hearing worse. But I didn't realize that associating drinking it makes it even more worse.
How does that work?
It didn't like actually specify anything. It was just like, oh yeah, like these
By the
guys, like
way.
50 people, yeah, they said that their like hearing's just worse afterwards. But I was like, I don't know. I've been to like Bonnaroo and a billion other concerts. Like,
Yeah.
never noticed anything. But
Well, it might be the longevity of it because, I mean, we were talking the other day, drinking, you lose brain cells while drinking potentially.
true.
So
Yeah.
it might be the longevity of you lose hearing and people are just like, "Oh, I'm old." No, you've just drank your entire life, Steve. But it's fine. On the other side of the break, we'll have our favorite game, Would You Rather, here on this lovely Wednesday morning.
Hey, Howie.
hey, Kristen, how are you?
So what's going on? What music you listen to right now?
Man, Howie, I don't know. I can't find any good music anymore.
Well, guess what? I host a show on WASU.
You do?
Yeah, it's called The Rollout. Do you like top 40 music?
Of course I do.
Well, guess what? I have your fix. I have the songs that are coming up on the charts. I have the next breakout artists and the songs you want to hear again and again.
That sounds great. When was it again?
It's going to be Wednesdays at 7 on 90.5 WASU or WASUradio.com.
The Rollout.
Listen to The Rollout every Wednesday at 7 on 90.5 WASU.
What's up, guys? Here on App TV, the A Game is the only place where you get to see highlights and updates on everything App State sports. I'm Braxton Critcher.
And I'm Ashley Smith, co-host of the A Game, where each and every Monday at 9 p.m. you can find the best coverage of all your favorite Mountaineer teams and in-depth reporting from the sidelines.
That also includes athlete interviews, a player of the week, and a chance for students to get involved with the Q&A game.
So join us each Monday on App TV for App State's only sports TV show.
on 90.5 WASU and WASUradio.com.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Justin Lundy here on the Morning App covering for Howard. Only God knows where he's at, though. Does anyone know where he's at?
Poor Howie. He is currently sick. It seems like everyone is getting sick this week.
It really does. I mean, it's the most stressful week, I think, of this semester. Because it's crunch time where all your papers, your final projects, everything's due this week, it seems like.
And if you don't get enough sleep, and if you're really stressed out, you're going to catch something. So wash your hands, take vitamin C. I take it to the extreme sometimes.
Just a little bit, maybe.
But today will be a high of 59 and a low of 43. Hopefully less rain than yesterday, but we'll probably get some more rain tomorrow. Although if you are planning on going to Merle Fest, it looks like it's going to be a gorgeous weekend for that, around the 60s and sunshine. So we're getting 4 raccoons. 4 raccoons.
Huh?
They changed the golf balls to raccoons during Merle Fest.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, yeah, no, I was confused too.
Which I love.
Yeah, that's cute.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. And it's wonderful that they're going to have a wonderful weekend to have for that too, because we've been talking about it all semester, I feel like.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
are you
excited.
going?
Yes.
Who's headlining? You know?
Yeah, that's a great question. Not quite sure.
Well, it's time for our favorite game, as always, Would You Rather? And to start off, would you rather everyone be required to wear identical silver jumpsuits, or anytime 2 people meet and are wearing an identical article of clothing, they must fight to the death?
Oh, death? Or like severely injured?
Says death.
What was the first one?
Everyone has to wear the same
Identical
thing.
silver jumpsuits.
Oh, I'm okay with the identical because I had to go to private school. So the uniform thing I was used to. And you know what I did? I accessorized, so I was still different. And so I would
Well,
do
it's
that.
still, you can't mess with the jumpsuit. It's got to be identical.
Yeah, the jumpsuit's identical. Doesn't mean I can wear earrings, do my hair differently,
right.
put a cardigan on, get some shoes in there.
Well, I think the cardigan's out. Sorry.
No.
It's got to be, everyone's got to be identically wearing the same silver jumpsuit, so you can't you can't add because then everyone could just
you making
wear
that rule.
everyone could wear
Indians,
just wear the silver jumpsuits underneath everything.
That's true.
It's got to be identical. You're in a community here, and it's got to be.
So earrings and shoes.
Yeah,
then.
that's fine.
All right, there we go.
I'll
go with the identical then, because I'd rather not die.
Yeah, I agree with Taylor Ann. Yeah, I'd rather just wear identical clothing than that. Yeah, honestly, I don't think death is really dead.
Yeah.
Do we really have to kill somebody over that?
I don't know. I mean, what if...
I don't know.
Okay, so what if... what if we go with the whole you have to fight to the death, but no manufacturer of retail clothing is allowed to produce 2 of the same identical items?
Well, then that eliminates that.
Yeah, exactly. So I would choose that. That way we could all still wear what we want.
Still, death. People have to die for article of clothing.
We would avoid that because every manufacturer would have to use, say, a different color thread on whatever item they're using. And then it wouldn't be identical.
We'd run out of colors. I mean, everyone just wears... You're telling me every single person can only wear one black shirt, and then one guy can only wear one green shirt ever, one blue shirt ever.
Cuts, there's different styles,
different
fabrics.
fabrics.
Right, but there's still, the basic T-shirt. So, I mean, there's a lot of people on this earth. It'd be...
But if you don't run into them...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's true. Ooh, yes. What if, every continent could only, they would have to have the same, they would only be able to wear clothes from that continent. Also, economics. Hey.
Well, if they wore the same clothes from that same continent, it's more likely you're going to run into somebody. But if you wore stuff from other continents in yours, that plays a different ball field.
By economy, sorry.
Okay, next one. Would you rather spend the rest of your life with a sailboat as your home or an RV as your home?
RV. I mean, that's a given for me, though.
RV, definitely. Oh, I get seasick anyway, so I can't really do it. So, I lose by default.
I don't know. I think RV would be wonderful, but you could travel the world in a sailboat. And I love traveling the world.
You could technically travel the world in an RV, too. You just have to get a ferry that's going to go all the way across the ocean.
Yeah, I'm going to go with sailboat.
People ship cars to other countries. They can ship an RV.
Yeah, they definitely could, but it's definitely not worth the money.
Traveling's already expensive.
Yeah. But I could not drive in a foreign country. That's the other thing.
Oh, that's a good point.
Especially with an RV. Could you imagine going down that German highway where there's no speed limit in an RV?
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd be asked for death.
Would you rather have all dogs try to attack you when they see you, or all birds try to attack you when they see you?
Birds.
Yeah. Birds are less hurtful.
It would be like that book movie.
Oh, yeah, with the birds?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it, the old movie?
Isn't it by Alfred Hitchcock?
Hitchcock?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I used to watch it as
It's
a little
literally called
kid.
Birds?
It's just called Birds, yeah.
The birds, like, kill people in the town.
Yeah.
Like, it attacks the town.
Severely attacks them. But I love puppies.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'd rather just do the puppies and everything than like birds like poking my eyes out or something. But
Well, but puppies can be vicious too.
Yeah, dogs
I
can...
mean, they can just like jump on my lap or something. They
But
can't
they're-
jump that high versus birds like come from like all directions.
But but I don't know, because then you could never pet a dog again. They'd always be attacking you.
But I'd also be blind and not be able to pet the dog or see
Yo,
the
wear
dog or anything.
sunglasses.
I guess.
Protective
Okay.
goggles.
I think ahead of time, I guess.
My
peck right
solution,
through 'em.
I'm going to get an umbrella.
Yeah, I was thinking umbrella, too.
They'll peck right through it.
Well,
Not if
I'll
you
get
whack it
multiple.
Or like
the-
go
the
underneath the
handle.
umbrella. I don't know.
The
We
umbrella
can
doesn't cover
defend
you.
ourselves with
I'm
the
pretty sure
whack.
birds are pretty smart. Yeah.
Just carry like a shotgun around, shooting all the birds.
True.
Okay. Would you rather?
Same thing.
Would you rather be unable to move your body every time it rains, or not be able to stop moving while the sun is out?
Not stop
wait.
while the sun's out.
Say that again?
Unable to move your body every time it rains, or not be able to stop moving while the sun is out?
Ooh, not be able to stop moving while the sun is
Yeah.
I was
out.
about to say when it rains, like you can't really do anything anyways. We're inside right now. Not
True.
really moving, so
True.
I
True.
guess that.
But I love dancing and all that stuff, especially when it's sunny out or go hiking. And I'm
Yeah.
already active enough as it is, so nothing will really change. that
Yeah,
much.
I'd burn a ton of calories.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Okay, last one. This one's kind of sad.
Oh.
Would you rather
Okay.
spend 2 years with your soulmate only to have them die and you never love again?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know, I told you. Or spend your life with someone nice you settled for?
I
Yeah.
would do 2 years.
2 years?
Soulmate.
2 years.
2
Yeah.
years.
Okay. I figured you guys said that. I just threw that in there. Yeah, that's a deep question.
It's like, what is that one movie with Robin Williams?
Yes.
Where his
Oh my
wife
gosh.
dies.
Yeah.
Good Will
Yes.
Hunting.
Yes. It's like that.
If you settle, you're just like not truly happy for the
Yeah.
rest of your life,
I mean,
basically. I'd
she's
rather be happy
nice.
for
But I
2
feel
years
like-
and be like, hey, I had somebody.
I feel like if you settle, you're still happy. You'll still have a great life, but you'll never have that magical feeling that you only can get from a soulmate. You know what I
love.
mean?
Yeah.
You'll never experience the true love. And to me, that is so powerful and amazing that I would be willing to lose that person just to have him for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, we fully agree.
Yeah.
On the other side of this break, we'll be talking simple ways to flirt and when flirting can go too far here on the Morning App.
My name is Maggie Harper, and I host the App 1800, a podcast featuring the current events in Boone that you care about. Listen every Monday at 9 a.m. on 90.5 WASU after the Morning App.
What time is it? I need to get up. Gotta go for the show.
It's time for the morning app.
Welcome into the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
How you guys doing this morning?
You can listen worldwide at WASUradio.com, live on App TV, or with the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, Howie.
Hey, Kristen, how are you? So what's going on? What music you listen to right now?
Man, Howie, I don't know. I can't find any good music anymore.
Well, guess what? I host a show on WASU.
You do?
Yeah, it's called The Rollout. Do you like top 40 music?
Of course I do.
Well, guess what? I have your fix. I have the songs that are coming up on the charts. I have the next breakout artists and the songs you want to hear again and again.
That sounds great. When was it again?
It's going to be Wednesdays at 7 on 90.5 WASU or WASUradio.com.
The rollout.
Listen to The Rollout every Wednesday at 7 on 90.5 WASU.
What's up?
And now back to the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
Good morning. Welcome back to the morning app on this fabulous Wednesday. And as always, it is time for our relationship segment.
Yeah.
Love it.
Sing it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Gets me in the mood. No, I'm just kidding. But I love that song.
I do too. Well, if you are finding yourself in a situation that I think a lot of my friends are in right now, you know, the talking stage, and I don't know why everyone's getting into it right now. We have 2 weeks left, but they're doing it. And, you know, you need to flirt, and flirting might not be everybody's strong suit. So I have simple ways, easy ways that you can flirt. Number one is getting close to them when you are hanging out. So physically close the space between you two. You know, don't be like all on them or anything because it's just creepy. But if you just physically bring yourself closer to that person, they might get the hint.
Making the physical gesture.
Yeah. So don't sit on opposite ends of the couch.
Sit right next to them.
Sit right next to them or across from them if at the table or whatever. Another one is ask basic questions about their life. Even if you kind of already know the answer, it shows that you're interested a little bit more.
That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Another one is to whip out the compliments. This one's obvious. If you haven't realized yet that flirting involves complimenting the other person, then you should listen to every single relationship segment we've ever done here on the morning.
Just simple stuff like, you're beautiful today.
Yeah. Or you look really good. Or even, you know, hey, your hair looks really nice. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, if you're not bold enough to say, hey, you look beautiful today. Justin, I figure you're a pretty smooth guy, so just say that.
Hey.
But, you know, compliment their hair or even their smile. Or even just, you know what? Compliment their personality, their attitude, their outlook on life.
Yeah.
That goes a long way,
That's
too.
very easy, too. If you're with the right person.
Right, right. Tip number 4 is to make a lot of eye contact with them. I think I'm pretty good at making eye contact in general, so I don't want anybody to mistake that as flirting, but...
That's my go-to. When I was single, I flirt so hard. Like, when I go to the bar, like, I would find the person that I'm like, oh, he's cute, okay. And you just, like, make eye contact, and you keep making eye contact just subtly here and there, and then they'll walk up.
That's eye flirting?
Oh, my gosh, yes. Oh, I used to do it with my boyfriend now before we ever dated. For years, we would eye flirt hardcore.
Just, like, across the room, you look at them?
Yeah, we would be with our friend group, and, like, every time I turn around, we make eye contact. And it's not just like, oops, like... We're looking at each other. It's like, you were looking at me. I just turned around and caught you kind of looking. And the same would, like, I would do that to him as well. So that was like our hardcore flirting was eye contact. Because we're all with our friends, and we didn't want our friends to know that. So that was my go-to.
Interesting. Another one is to smile a lot. Definitely, you know, laugh, smile, you know, show them that you're having a good time being around them. Don't cry and pout and sit in the corner.
Complain. That's the worst.
Another one is never forget that a little teasing doesn't really hurt. You know, a little flirtatious teasing here and there, but just a little. You can also be a little bit sarcastic. That shows that you are flirting with them. Relating to what they are saying. Be sure that you're active listening. That's another way to flirt, is to make sure that you're engaged in the conversation. And lastly is to be in on their social cues. So try to understand, like, you know, when they're uncomfortable or, you know, and then just make that experience better for them in some way, shape, or form, just to be in touch with who they are.
Yeah.
Try to pick up on those, like, social cues.
Yeah, that's a good one. I feel like sometimes it's hard to pick up on social cues.
Yeah. Sometimes.
If it's something you don't talk about and you just try and pick up figuring it out by looking at them. Because to me, I'm the kind of person where I'm like, are you okay? Like, can you, like, I'd rather talk about it and be like, let me know if you're sad. Let me know if you're mad. Like, we have, like, because sometimes I'm clueless and I'm not going to catch that cue.
I hate talking about stuff. I'm the person that's I'm like going to shut down and bottle it up.
I'm super duper passive about confrontation stuff, honestly.
Well, I'm not. That's funny you say that because I used to be that way until I started dating Tomas, and he's the kind of person who's like, if there's ever anything that's unsure, like if he's ever unsure about something, he'll just ask. So it's for me, I'm like, well, that's easy. Like instead of just playing this whole game and just trying to like, you know, clearly you're sad, just talk about it. Or just be like, are you sad or are you just not having a good day? Like, just so you know it's not you that's the problem too.
Yeah.
For me, I'm to the point now where I'm like, I'm just blunt and I'll ask you what's up.
That's fair. That's fair. A lot of guys actually do appreciate that because, you know, most guys tend to be pretty blunt, and I feel like most females will bottle it up. I don't want to generalize or anything like that, you know. If you're a blunt female, hey, more power to you, but I'm definitely passive in that respect.
Well, for myself, though, I would say I'm in the middle right now because I do have times where, like, I'm upset, but I don't want to talk about it. So it's like, I'll tell Tomas, I was like, you know what, I am upset right now, but it's not a time for us to talk about it. Let me get my thoughts together and come back, and honestly, I might be fine. I'm just having a very stressful day, and a lot of things I'm just thinking about.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, hopefully you can take those flirting tips and get closer to the one that you are eyeing, but don't take it too far, especially if you are in a relationship.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this now, being in a relationship for the first time in a long time. Where is flirting okay in a relationship? If it's okay, what's too far, what's not? I know for me personally, I was always like, no, you shouldn't flirt when you're in a relationship, stuff like that. But it's inevitable. We're humans, and we find other people attractive. It's just human nature. And sometimes you naturally will flirt with somebody. I think if you're a nice person, it'll come off as flirting too, as at times when it's not.
Definitely. A lot of people will mistake just being nice for flirting, and it's really awkward.
It is. But I think it's also important when you are in a relationship, knowing that boundary, knowing that line, and not to cross it. There was an article I found that talked about like 4 warning signs that flirting is cheating, and that you've literally crossed that line and it's gone too far. One of them was when you think about flirting with the same person. So it's intentional. It's like, you know, there's something there and you're continually
reaching for it
and bringing it back to the surface. When you keep your flirtatious behaviors a secret, I think that shows that there's something more there and you're just trying to hide it.
See, that one's interesting because it's when you do flirt in a relationship, it's like, oh, this is harmless flirting. At what point should you tell the other person? So it's not more or less that you're keeping it a secret. It's just that it's not a big deal and there's nothing to tell yet. Like,
I think if you are trying to keep a secret is what they're saying.
Okay,
now.
So if you're like, oh, I shouldn't tell him or her, you know, then.
Or it's like you purposely know it's wrong and you're like, it's not that you feel like it's not a big deal, so not to tell him, because to me, I agree.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's like if I'm flirting with Josh and I'm dating Tomas and I don't want Tomas to ever find out that I'm flirting with him. Like, that's intentionally keeping it a secret.
Okay, that's fair.
The third one was when you feel guilt-ridden, which kind of is obvious, I feel like.
Yeah.
If you feel bad flirting with somebody,
then it's a problem.
There's something behind it.
But honestly, it has to do with, like, self-control, though. Like, if you don't, like, act on it, or, like, physically or, like, emotionally with, like, whoever you're flirting with.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, flirting just, like, you end up getting... Well, most people get flirting and just being nice, like, mixed up, though.
Oh, yeah, they
That's,
really
like,
do.
a bad thing that always happens to me most of the time. So.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people think you're flirting a lot.
I'm just like, no, I'm just trying to be nice to you. Slip into DMs later. I'm like,
oh, my gosh. Hey. And the last one, which you kind of just brought up, was when you share emotional intimacy. So I feel like, you know... I feel like there's an issue when it comes to flirting when there's a spark and there's something there that could lead to something it shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, when it isn't just being nice, it's to the point where you both feel like there's more and you keep almost like bringing that to the surface. And at that point, you need to know when to cut it off.
Yeah. That's interesting that you say that, though. Just because it's like most people define... you know, crossing the line as a physical thing.
Yeah.
But I guess it can be emotional, too.
Yeah, that was a really interesting thing. We were kind of talking about that, too. It's like, you know, I think a lot of people feel like, you know, being with someone physically is the only way of cheating. And I think there's a lot more than that. There's emotional cheating. There's physical cheating. And I think people forget about it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hopefully these relationship flirting and not flirting tips have helped you all out. But we'll be back on Friday to help you out with other relationship issues. If they didn't, we'll be back on Friday with Dovey on the Morning App.